Well, good evening, everybody, anybody. My name is Chris, and I'm co-host of Hero Shack Chronicles. I'm waiting on Diana. We've had a very busy week and a half or so, but she is in fact in the house and will join us momentarily. She's making herself some dinner, of course. So how are you guys? We're here tonight to talk a little bit about Terrificon. Um, hey, honey, you joining? So while she's away and nobody's watching, I'll throw up some videos, show clips, fun things I like to share while Diana and everybody else is here. Let's see. There's Crazy Face.
Crazy Face. Just pick a face and call a voice.
Yep, Crazy Face. I like that clip. So we went to Terrificon this weekend. Not as clients, but as vendors, I guess you could say. We were in Artist Alley, and we were selling Cyclopean issues 1 and 2. Very fun. Oh, look at that. I just clicked the wrong button. That's cool. I'm just going to alert to breathe from my Apple Watch. That's always fun. And I am streaming solo. My goodness. So if you didn't notice, tonight's the first night, in forever, since I started streaming Hero Shack Chronicles, that we're not doing it on Facebook. That's right. We are on YouTube exclusively tonight and possibly forevermore. Mostly because I want to consolidate the chat. It gets really aggravating when I find that I've missed chats from Facebook. It doesn't work very well with StreamYard crossover. So we're actually on the Christopher, I think it's Christopher L. I don't know what it is now. Chris T Hero Shack. And we are on the actual Hero Shack Chronicles channel, which I never use. It's kind of a backup, but using it tonight. Let me see here. I'm going to find another file that I need to add here because it's one of Diana's favorites. Oh, there it is. Yes. Okay. Well, now we'll remove that and save that for Diana. There we go. Hello, everybody. Again, welcome to Hero Shack Chronicles. Diana's finally going down the stairs. I can hear her shuffling her feet. I'm going to take a moment to sip my coffee. So listen, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we were in Connecticut down at the Terrificon. Thursday was quite an adventure. She's still not going down the stairs. I'm waiting. I'm trying to stall so you can be part of this. Honey? I'm stalling as hard as I can.
I know, sorry. There you go.
Okay, so while we wait on her, there are links in the description, not only for StreamYard, if you want to join us live, but also for a few of the people that we met down in Connecticut. Let me just review some of them. Mighty Mascots, that's Keith Gleason. And we've been to several shows with Keith. He had a great display, great time with him. Met a new guy named V. He runs a little thing called Bit Happens, and I don't know how to explain it. There are these little iron-on bead things that look really cool, and he has numerous designs. But the big thing about him was he was just super cool. Loved the guy totally, just like instant. He was really good. Then there's a book I want to talk about when Diana gets here called Mavericks. Mavericks is currently crowdfunding, and I met Aaron and his wife, and they were very cool. East of Haven was someone who was directly across from us, and she was super nice, loaned us a coat hanger. And then Tragedy. It's a great new comic by our friend Philip, and I recommend you check it out. I couldn't find a surefire link on it, so I put it to his Kickstarter, which he successfully funded. And I'm sure that the updates for the sequel will be there soon. And if I look in the green room, the back room, it appears we have a guest, a host, the wonderful Miss Diana.
Hello, 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 everybody.
Oh boy, can't hear you. I don't know if it's. Oh, there we go.
You
Microphone
can
again.
hear me now. Sorry about
A
that.
little bit. It's better. Yes, thank you.
Yes, I am just running in from a work meeting. So, yeah. Anyway, hello.
Which chart? Oh, which channel? I would ultimately use Christopher or Chris T, but I'm using the Hero Shack channel tonight because I never use it, and I'm gonna start. Yeah, I'm streaming on both of them just because I want to start keeping it on YouTube, but off of Facebook. Not because I don't love Facebook, but because when we do the chats,
Right.
I go back and I look, and there's always somebody who said hi or made a point, and I couldn't get to it because I didn't see it in StreamYard. So
Right.
I'm actually making an effort tonight. We've talked about it, not extensively, but we've discussed it a little bit previously. And tonight I was just like, why not? We
I know
had
we
such a
haven't
terrific
either.
weekend. Why not?
We should probably think about if we're not going to use it, close it down. Just the Hero Shack one, or yeah, just a thought.
Yeah, I don't know if we should shut it down or if I should keep it as a backup. But it's there for now, and we can discuss it. But tonight, we're going to share a little bit about the Terrificon. So how do we want to start this? On Thursday night, we headed out, right?
Yep.
We got down there. We were wicked fortunate. The guy parked us within as close as we could be without being on top of the gate. So Diane and I quickly unloaded. We set up our table. We went to our room, which was luxuriously sweet because Diana got us a room in the Mohegan Sun itself.
Yep.
Very expensive, but when your wife is your business partner and you're on a business trip, she tends to think of things like this, like the comfort of the creation of the creator, the artist. She's like, I want it to be a nice trip. And while it had ups and downs, it was certainly nice. So Thursday night, we settled in. I think we might have had a bite to eat, but I don't recall what we did.
Yes.
I recall that we went to the casino, played the slot machines, won $130, went to the bar to celebrate. Now, keep in mind, I never drink. One watered down rum and coke later, I had lost the $130 ticket. Not in a machine, not playing the slots and making a mistake, but simply lost the ticket.
Yeah, of course.
If you listened to Monday night, you already heard this story, but yes, it was quite disheartening. But Friday, we did go in and we had an afternoon evening show. And it was very, very slow, but it was nice. We started giving away some of the comic books that the Kickstarter backers had funded. Thank you, guys. We'll get into that a little bit more.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
But essentially, Diana set up a wheel, kind of like the Wheel of Fortune type thing. And they would spin the wheel, and whatever they landed on, they would win. Now, initially, there was a comic book, character cards, and a choice of 6, 11, 17 prints. And that went really well, and we had some lollipops, but it was just kind of slow. And a lot of the people, especially on Friday, were there for the guests. You could tell they were automatically looking for the guests. And, you expect that when you go to a show like this. You're going to get the people who want to go see certain stars. But at any rate, Friday night came, and we went down to the casino. I wasn't playing great. But I did.
And the show was until 8:00 Friday night. It was a very late show.
Yes.
So
I did end up $80 plus. And Diana, now you might notice I'm not telling you about her because up until Saturday night, my baby just did not do well on the slots.
I lost everything.
She never has. But so we went in Saturday and had a wonderful day. The business picked up booming. Kids were just freaking out over the wheel, and I'm not making an exaggeration. They'd walk by the booth, and everybody, they kind of have tunnel vision when they're going past the indie artists. They always do this, but the kids would go because they'd see kids free stuff, and that was it. They all wanted to spin the wheel, some of them for several minutes, but we ended up giving away all the comic books. I think they were gone by the middle of Saturday, weren't they? And then we switched over to our coloring book. Was it Sunday?
Saturday? I thought it was Sunday morning, like Sunday early afternoon.
You're right.
Yeah.
It might have been Sunday, like maybe late morning. Because what ended up happening is we ended up switching. when the comic books ran out, we had a whole bunch of the old Hero Shack coloring books.
Right.
And Diana had purchased a whole bunch of crayon pencils for like 50 cents a box. It was totally affordable. But we replaced the comic book with that.
Mhm.
And we just continued to give stuff to kids. And all weekend long, it was so cool because, everybody else is there trying to make a buck and everything. And the thing about it is the backer stuff was already pre-purchased for the con. So, while people were going, what are they doing over there to get people into their booth? It was all thanks to the backers and thanks to our hard work, because we had to create the book and then you guys had to back it. And it was just like, oh, wow, this works. So our next Kickstarter, we're going to do the same thing. And eventually we may be branching out into helping classrooms. Obviously there are some hurdles there, but I've already been asked by a couple of teachers, including Lorna last week, who teaches a literacy class, if we'd be, able to help them by providing some books to get kids into reading.
Right.
And I'm like, are you kidding? I'll even make a personal appearance and discuss it with them.
There you go.
It's a wonderful thing to get kids reading comics again.
It really is, for sure.
Well, and the excitement level, and even to an extent, the fear, because what we forget as indie creators so often is that to a kid, we look like Marvel, we look like DC. They look and they go, comic book. They don't necessarily think, not DC, not Marvel. And I remember.
Well, they just think, they look at creators. They look at, wow, you could draw that. Look at what I'm drawing,
Well, that's a level that they kind of get intimidated by, because all of a sudden they're looking at a book that they see as a really awesome comic in their eye. And there's somebody going, hey, how you doing? Yeah, I made that book. Yeah, you draw? Oh my God. And it's different with every kid, but that's generally how we steer it. We try to, if the kid's got an interest in comics, we want to hear about it. And we talk to them about it. We encourage them. And the biggest thing I tell them is never give up, because that's what I did at 18. I was very confused and undiagnosed Asperger's. They didn't even have it really diagnosed as a real, whatever you want to call it, a condition. I wouldn't even call it a disability. Really, it's an advantage in a lot of ways. But, I was undiagnosed and I got some off track, and it took me a while to get back on.
Right.
But here we are. So Saturday went really great because we went to the casino after the show. And, Diana had always been kind of like a big hole for money. Like I would win and I would give her money so she could keep playing, because I couldn't play when she wasn't playing.
Right.
And honey, what happened Saturday night?
I won.
How much? You thought $30 at first, right?
I thought I won $30, and then the ticket printed out, and I looked at the ticket, and it was actually $327. So I was very pleased. I thought it was kind of cool,
And at that point, of course, I got, hey, Rick, I got my gambling mind up, and she led me to my father's machine. By that, I mean the name was Larry on the machine. Hello, Dad, Larry. And I played it and ended up winning $270 something based on a $12.50 bet that I thought was a 50-cent bet. Long story short, we ended up on the plus, close to $600. The Lord had actually doubled my loss, if you think about it, because I went from like 130 something to 270. So we backed out. We took our money and we left. And ended up having a really interesting evening because of something that happened to me personally. But it was also humbling and very educational. The Lord opens your eyes when you're humbled. And I had a really great time. Sunday went even better in terms of we actually got to meet some of the people a little bit better. Like the guy next to us, he was doing Bit Happens. And I got to say, Bit Happens is a very cool product. He makes these like, I don't know how to describe them. Diana, how would you describe them? Hello, Bethany.
He is
Hi, Jaden.
A wonderful, creative young man, and extremely friendly, very outgoing. It was a lot of fun just to be kind. He was very kind.
He was the kind of guy who was like, you would get in a conversation with him and you would instantly start to feel your blood pressure lower. Like
Mm.
he would just brought a calmness to him, and
He's very
friendly
calm. Yeah.
smile. He was a long-haired type of guy, so he had that like I miss my long hair by the way, but he had that long hair kind of thing going on. It was very cool.
Yep.
And in fact, if we can get established communications with him, I'm going to commission him to make a cyclopean version of his artwork.
Right.
And who knows? We may even be able to open it up to the public for sale sometime. But
We will see.
if not, we may. If we can't locate them, we may actually try to make them. But it looks like it takes a lot of skill. It would take us some time to master the craft. But there was also Antoinette. I think her name was Carrie. The last name Antoinette Carrie.
Cleary or yeah.
East.
She was another
Haven
wonderful
Art.
indie ass. Yeah.
And
It
she
was
stood
very
out
good.
tremendously because we didn't say much to her. We did give her son a coloring book because he was cool. But
Right.
she loaned us a coat hanger, which we actually were able to hang up our t-shirt
One of our
with. And
t-shirts.
that was very meaningful to me because people, everybody wants to help, but sometimes nobody really does. Like, it's not like we were asking for help, but she saw us struggling. And
Well,
sent
we
her
were trying to
son
use
over.
clothespins and it was just a hot mess,
So Jaden says,
Jaden is one of your students, isn't he?
I think he might be, yeah. Comic book, red book, poop, turd, funny. LOL,
He's
funny.
definitely a kid.
Made me laugh, monkey, dog. I like that. That's creative.
Wow, he's a writer. That's awesome. So can I just add lib about our wonderful adventure?
Yeah,
It
please
was
do.
very long. The hours were long, 1 to 8 on Friday, 10:30 to 7 on Saturday, and 9:30. Oh my God, 9:30 to 7. I can't even talk. 9:30 to 7.
Hang on, give me 1 second, just so they can understand. They were so early because they had early passes for people, so you had to be there earlier than the show
early
started.
entry people. Yes, so it was early because of that. At any rate, so the hours were long, and if you've never attended or gone to a Comic-Con, it can be very busy. A lot of people all the time, and it was just, I don't know, it was just very different.
I would say borderline on amazing because, well, of course, we had so many little things happen that were wonderful. Like there was this little girl, Vivian. I talked about her Monday. She came by 4 times, just lit up the whole aisle when she walked through. And she loved Cyclopean, which, as an independent creator, when you see one of your intellectual properties being adored by a child, all you can do is smile and go, all right, that's what it's about. Yes, and it was
she was,
funny
I
because
think,
we let her
4,
maybe
3 or 4.
And we let her respin every time she came, so she kept landing on character cards and on posters. And every time she picked the Cyclopean stuff, and she would not just pick it; she would get excited, jump up and down. She was so excited.
I want him. It was wicked cute. I loved the kids coming up to the table and spinning. We got those that were very exuberant, very like, oh my gosh, he's so cool. To the older tweens that were like, we're good. They didn't want to.
We just wanted to spin the wheel, and I'm like, that's cool really too, because honestly, their honesty is so beautiful. It's like really a lot of them came up because they wanted a lollipop. There was a whole
we had a lot of candy.
We had staff members coming for lollipops and Starburst because
I think we gave out more little dum lollipops to the floor people working the con. They'd come by and we'd ask how things are going. Oh, busy, busy. I said, well, you're doing a great job, and they take a couple of lollipops or a Starburst and off they went.
Yeah, we'd almost insist on it because you want to be in good with like the groundskeepers.
Yeah.
So a group of groundskeepers walked through on Friday.
Oh, no, this was funny. Stop. I got to tell this. No.
All right, go ahead.
So Chris is sitting, of course, at a Comic-Con. A lot of people are cosplaying. They dress up in a variety of costumes, and they're quite interesting. So these two guys walk by, and they had like a belt on with some gadgets and yellow vest or orange vest or something. So Chris goes, hey, hey, you're cosplaying. Who are you cosplaying? And the guy turns around and goes, actually, we're the groundskeeper. I'm the head groundskeeper of Mohegan Sun, and we're on lunch break. They were dead serious. Chris called him out. So the coworker that was with him was dying. He's like, oh my God, people think we're groundskeepers. People think we were cosplaying. It was
No,
so
just the
funny.
weirdo at Hero Shack.
That's my husband with the mouth. You know, it was
Well, it
just
was
so
great because,
funny.
like, I made friends with several cashiers at key points, like Dunkin' Donuts, the convenience store. I tried to
Yeah,
make
and
friends on the floor. You can't make friends with people on the floor. They don't talk much. They're very
no.
trained not to.
So we
Um,
would be walking, right? And Chris, like, we're walking through the casino. Chris would go, oh, there's my friend. I'm like, what are you talking about? See the little old lady in the store? Hi, this is my wife. And he'd be pointing
and
like,
she'd wave back, though. The little old lady
like,
waved back with
hi,
a big
thanks for
smile.
serving my husband. He's such a geek. I'm like, oh my God, Chris.
The thing is, I can't be around people and not try to make friends. I don't like getting around them, but once I'm there, you can't kind of stop me. I kind of go into a
Hmm
people mode. The guy in the
I think,
bottom is scary.
I think that's me for some reason. I'm scary.
So, by the way, hi Rick.
He's a big teddy bear. He's not scary.
Yeah.
I
So,
don't know if he's under these little people's arms. Kind
to
of funny.
recap it, though, all the books were given out.
Hmm
They went over really well. We sold a bunch of books too. We
Yeah.
sold out of several of our things. Uh, I can brag that we sold out of Last of the Reapers, but I only had one copy with us. So
That's not
my
fair.
my son took the other one like 2 weeks earlier.
But it wasn't about like we weren't.
We weren't
Of
looking
course,
to sell out, so those
we
things were
weren't
big to
looking.
me.
We are where are the whole thing was we really wanted to be there at a Comic-Con and just to see what kind of impression we made on people. Chris, why are you putting that stuff up? That's so
I was
silly.
just because I can't read it. I don't have the
Well, where are
glasses
your
on.
glasses at, honey? Look where his glasses are, guys. Look at where they are. They're around his neck.
Yeah, but they're
Hey.
dirty. I have to wipe them off. It's a lot of effort here.
Oh my God. So I have got to, that's one of my things. We got home Sunday night. We were exhausted and I put everything down. I haven't touched anything for Hero Shack. I will be getting to that this weekend. I will be putting the lists of backers that bought the books, along with all the wonderful little names of the children that won the books. So we did tell the parents that would be happening, and everybody was very cool about it. And I'm going to send an email out to all the backers who did, in fact, donate books so that they could check out the website and see their name with whoever the little person was that got their book. I thought that was a very cool thing. But we just had, I don't know, a wonderful time,
Honey.
and we're looking forward to the next
Honey.
one. What?
Now that I have my glasses on, I can read the funny jokes.
Well, they're kind of silly.
They're
yeah.
obviously hitting with toilet humor, but I love toilet humor.
I know you're right up Chris's like alley. He's really in 5th grade, guys. He's just got a lot of facial hair. He's mature looking for 5th grade.
Hey, you know what though? Look at my hair. It looks a little gray on this light.
Yeah, it does look a little gray. I didn't want to mention anything, but whatever.
I'm excited. I'm getting that Doctor Strange look.
No, you're
Great.
just getting a strange look.
There, thank you. Just the strange look. Unbelievable.
What? Okay, I think there's jokes happening in the chat that I can't follow. Anyways, so we were going to announce the launch of the Kickstarter for Cyclopean 2.
Yeah.
However, lots of distractions and whatnot came into play, so that will be coming this week. I also forgot, honey, we would have had to sit through Kickstarter's approval review, which
Yeah.
always takes at least a day.
Hmm.
So we'll probably do a launch party Thursday or Friday, Saturday, whenever it's approved, just to let everybody know it's up. Thank you, Napalm Brothers. Hey, Napalm Brothers, I know you.
Mm-hmm. Hello, hello.
Booyah, there he is. Oh, I hit that. Wrong, hang on. Oh, I lost it. It's up here. So I just want to answer this. What We hate Mario Anderson 111. Why is the cafeteria table so tall? It's because they want to watch people try to jump. It's an activity, part of the Presidential Athletic Association. They want people to jump into the chairs. It stimulates the muscles. It's true. So, anyways, we're going to be announcing the Kickstarter.
Can you stay on task? Oh my God! What?
No, I've been.
No,
So
you
do
should
know
know
what
this. This is your husband.
I know.
Do you know what
should
this
know.
is?
Coffee.
This is fresh coffee that we had to make because my 20-year-old bun coffee maker finally perished. Maybe 15, but it was old.
Yeah.
However, we ordered another one, and it turns out it's almost identical down to every piece except for the carafe. Everything
Right.
else is almost identical. In fact, it's so close
Mhm.
that my old coffee pot and the old coffee tray fit.
Mhm.
It's just they changed the aesthetics just a hair. They rounded a
Yeah,
couple
not too
corners, but it works like a gem. It makes great coffee.
Yeah,
This
that
is not a
happened
paid
on
endorsement, but if you're looking for a coffee maker, BUNN. It's the same kind they use in Dunkin' Donuts, but it's not attached to your plumbing. You just pour it into the back, and it has a hot tank. Yes, this presentation was
I
not
hope
paid
it's
for.
not attached to somebody's plumbing.
Well, but in Dunkin' Donuts, they attach them to lines. They just press the button. Restaurants use it too. You just press the button and it flows automatically.
Restaurants attach their coffee makers to your plumbing.
Yeah, yes, they do. that's how they
that
get
just
the
sounds
employment numbers
so
up.
wrong. I gotta say that just sounds so wrong. Just saying.
Well, our friends in chat are laughing, so I don't know if it's because of us or because of them, but I'm glad people are having fun.
Well, I don't know if they're what they're talking about. Yeah, he's the fastest runner.
It is
Hey,
cool
hey.
though. They're talking about tables and stuff. And
Well, listen,
you have an agenda, don't you? Something to say.
no, I agree, Lorenzo. I don't know why he would say such a thing. Why would he say that? Now I don't think I can ever get a coffee from Dunkin' Donuts again. Seriously, I just
I don't
think I do
understand
that.
the trouble. It's a bun coffee. It really is called Bun, though. It's a German company.
It's a bum. It's a bum coffee maker.
I knew that was
BUNN,
coming.
like a
No,
hot dog bun.
It's a bun. BUNN. Bun, guys. Come
Right,
on now.
buns.
You can do it.
Yeah, buns.
But well, just without the S. But I guess if you had more than one, they would be buns. Yeah, Bethany. It depends where you came from. I'm not sure either. That's another thing. Maybe we should start doing just a single channel because she's right. Now they're in two different channels, so she can't see like the kids.
Oh, I
joking.
didn't realize that. Wait,
I know
where
why
am
that
I
is
at?
because I put one link in Twitter and one in Facebook. I was trying to shield our Facebook viewers.
Dear God, Christopher. You need to just pick like one and
Okay, so
spread
next
it,
week
right?
we'll pick one, but this is all experimental.
All right, wait a minute. Here we go. Oh, okay. So it looks like she came through the Facebook one, maybe.
Yes, she certainly did.
Okay.
However, they both have the description for the StreamYard. So Bethany, you're always welcome to join us live. You can do so with a camera and a mic or just a mic. Of course, you can stay in the chat if you like. I'm trying to do Casey Kasem and it's not quite working.
Who?
Casey Kasem.
What's that?
Hello, America. It's the top 40. I'm your host, Casey Kasem.
Oh, Casey Kasem. I'm
Yeah.
like, who is it? What are you talking
Starting
about?
off at number 40, we bring you the band from England that had no pants on when they recorded this song.
You're so funny. Uh-huh.
Hi, Bethany. Now she's here.
Oh, she came to the one. All right, I was just pasting and copying it for her. But
You're
like,
a good host.
But she figured it out. Okay, good. Now you're there. So you're on the.
See that, honey? I have to update the logo in the upper corner because it still says Hero Shack Comic Books, which
I
drives
know.
you crazy, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I know. People shouldn't record without pants, but the Beatles used to do it all the time. They'd wear underwear, but they'd be in like their drawers and they'd be in the studio at like 4 a.m. recording bass lines and guitar licks. And it's something I said, honey.
Pants?
Yes. I said you missed it totally. I said that people were recording albums without pants when I was doing Casey Kasem.
So I just got out of a very long day. I was at work at 8:30, and I didn't get home until 8 o'clock. So it was almost a 12-hour day for me. And I had many, many wonderful little children that I interacted with who tuckered me out. So I'm sorry, I'm a little slow on the uptake. I missed the joke, but it's all good.
Well, I offended. I watch television, so I apologize.
I,
However, you'll have to tell me if I get inappropriate because sometimes
What did
I
you say that was inappropriate?
that they were recording without pants on. But sometimes I say stuff without knowing that people will take it inappropriately.
Did you swear?
No, ma'am.
That's what they're talking about, swearing. I don't know where you're talking about.
Yeah, I did.
pants.
I don't think I swore. Did I swear?
Hmm.
I don't know.
Depends
But
on
we'll keep going.
depends
It's
on
cool.
what somebody considers a swear word.
That's true. You know, like if you get around, like some people, if you say the word hell, they're like,
I can't
or
believe you
damn.
just said that.
Damn is another one. Well, those aren't really swear words. It's like borderline. And that was really from my childhood. I don't think it's so much now. But when I was a
Okay.
kid, those were like, adults would give you the stink eye if you said something like that.
I think so, Beth. I think that we have some youngsters, and we're not quite sure.
I think they might be my students from school, which you guys are always welcome here. I hope that
I don't know if it's students.
I don't know. I hope you guys like comics because that's what we're mainly about.
So,
So I did list the people in the chat in the description. So not in the chat, from the convention. So like if you are interested in really cool bead designs, there's a link to Bit Happens, which
Yeah.
is V's Instagram.
Yep.
And there's a link to Keith Gleason's Mighty Mascots.
that's
Which,
really
by the
cool.
way, Keith was there, and I got to say, Diana and I were a little divided on it, but I dug the moving banner. He has this banner.
Oh my gosh, Rick. There was
Yeah,
this banner that just rotated. It kept
You know
going
how the average
around.
banners are like 2x6?
They just
Yeah.
hang.
So he
This
had
was
one 2x6,
Very
but
dynamic.
it was like a belt. So it constantly rotated and I felt it gave his booth a lot of attraction, like because it was motion, it caught the eye.
Yeah,
I don't think Diana was as much of a fan, but I liked it.
My-
yeah.
Go ahead, Rick.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so here's my thought on that. It was very cool. It's like, wow, that's cool. It's moving. So you could sit and watch it. And it rotates and you see all the panels and it's really cool. And it rotates and you see all the panels and it's really cool. And my
It
thought
rotates?
is, yes, it rotates, which is great. But how
And then you see all the
expensive
panels?
is it to change it? Like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
like if you wanted a different belt on there, how hard would that be?
And how expensive?
I think it's going to cost you at least $200 because we pay about $126 for two separate 2x6s.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to figure they got to sew that stuff and make it, put it together. And I imagine it's a pretty penny.
So,
Well,
and go ahead, because I just don't know what to say with that. To that.
Well, I was just gonna say, there's in a lot of ways an easier way to do it. You know those digital picture frames, right?
Yeah.
You just load a whole bunch of images on a UPS drive,
Exactly.
plug it in, and just have it repeat. You just need the electricity.
We could use that instead of the whole monitor thing, Chris. You know, you were talking about from the cartoon guy.
Well, yeah. So one guy, he actually did something really cool. He set up it was basically just a digital panel like that. One you could buy almost for any replacement panel, but somebody had stuck like a interface on it, so you could plug an HDMI into it. So he did that with basically an Android Pi, and then plugged it into a battery, a rechargeable battery that had
Hey, hi,
AC outlets on
Terrificon.
it.
Comic-Con at Mohegan.
Terrificon. Hello. We were just talking about
were
your
just-
show.
Talking about what an awesome time we had as first timers coming to your show, and just talking about one of the booths we saw.
Yeah.
Chris,
Actually, we
couple
had
of
a
them
great
actually.
time.
So this young man that sat across from us was designing, creating his own little cartoon off of some of his characters. And he was very ingenious in the way he had it set up. There was like a monitor built into this case light thing that was giving you a preview of what his comic book
Cartoon. It's actually a cartoon. Yeah, he's animating
show
it.
was going to be. He was animating it. and I thought he did a great job. I thought I want to keep my eye out for him.
I want to
because-
say his name was Rabbit, but I won't know until I go look at the pictures I took. Because I took pictures of his booth.
Mhm.
Oh, and I forgot to
It's
research him.
Rag B or something like that.
Yeah,
But we have
that's right.
pictures of
That's
it.
right.
Yeah.
So we'll share that link next week when we find it. 'Cause-
Mirador was the vendor. Okay, cool.
Yes.
And this
Cool.
is Mitch from Terrificon.
Very
yeah,
cool.
hopefully next year, if I have the money and this other junk is cooled down, I might
Yep.
be able to.
I know, right? Well, hopefully.
Well, I
I
got to
know.
tell you, we heard every year how great Terrificon was. But until you go, I don't think you can really experience it. And I got to say, if you go,
No, I
try
gotta
to
ask
stay
you.
in- what's that?
I gotta ask you a question. Did you hear how every year it was great, or did you hear how every year it was terrific?
I heard how it was terrific.
It is the Terrificon, and it was terrific. It was a lot of fun.
But if you stay in the Mohegan Sun, the experience is almost like
It's like
it was
Disney.
almost like going to Walt Disney World in the sense that the day was all kids, and then at night it was all like just adult stuff, And I don't mean
Yes.
bad stuff. I just mean, there were, you go in, you drink a little in the casino, you gamble a
Yeah.
little money. They have movies and bowling
It
alleys
was
and
so
everything
much
you
fun.
could ask for.
Like there is so much stuff you can do at the Mohegan Sun, seriously. And then combining it with the Comic-Con. So we were for 3 days working on raw energy, I think. I know I was, honestly.
Well, the
I was
only
like, we can't
downside,
go to bed. We gotta go gamble. Wait,
yeah, the
we
only
gotta go
down-
to the Roadhouse, and
the absolute only downside is like in the morning when you want a coffee, you got to walk a mile and a half to get to
yes,
the
but
Dunkin'
think
Donuts.
how good it is. It makes your muscles wake up and your blood is flowing. It's like, oh my
Yeah,
God.
this morning was the first morning I woke up and thought I was me again because I was so sore. But it was wonderful. Another group I want to talk about. I want to show this actually.
Okay.
So this is a book that I purchased for $1.
Mavericks. Yes. Look at
This
this.
is
Rick.
actually an 11/17 layout, folded in half, 4 sheets, and for $1, this was easily the most impressive thing I purchased all weekend. We met Aaron and I met Aaron. Diana met Aaron when he came to the table. I also met his wife.
Yeah.
Super nice people, but I was shocked at this. Even the Mighty Mascots cost $2, and this is an awesome series too. I bought 2 of these books while I was there, but $2 for this and $1 for this sample. I was just like, when he first told me, I was like, dude, tell me how you did it. That's incredible. How did you print 4 2? When you know the printing process, you're like, this is incredible.
Mhm.
For $1. While I'm showing, might as well show.
While I'm showing.
This was from the Hero Group there. I can't read because I have glasses. I forgot to put them on. Okay, so this this is the Hero
this was
Initiative,
another one. Yeah, that was another good one.
and we bought this one for more money than they asked because this helps retired comic book creators, artists, I believe writers maybe too. I'm not positive, but people who aren't getting royalties, don't have health plans, and I won't say have been forgotten by the industry because obviously people are trying to help, but there was no mechanism to catch them in their elderly years. So it's almost like giving back to the legends that actually created the industry for us. And also, we picked up, we didn't pick up, this was actually given to us. This is Tragedy by our fan, by Filbo Comics Group. See, it says it right there.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't see it because of green screen.
No, you can see
anyways,
it. It's
this is
good.
by our buddy Philip. And full color, female, I can't go too far into it, but like a female assassin type book. But it's worth getting and reading and checking out. These are things we just happened into on the convention. I'm getting off my desk, so I stopped talking about them. Honey, say something. I gotta breathe.
Well, okay, watch.
Look at
I'm
these
gonna say
glasses, they're
something.
crooked.
And what is he gonna do? He's gonna talk over me. So, anyways, I love that you're drinking. We hadn't gone to a Comic-Con and it felt like forever. So it was like our first Comic-Con we attended not really, but it felt like that for me. I think, as very small independent creators, we were a little apprehensive about how we would be received at such a larger venue. And we had never attended. So we didn't have any fans, so to speak of, or people that we knew. But you know what the coolest thing was? We ran into Phil Russert, who runs a show out in New York. And we had met him at the New Jersey Garden State Comic Con 2 years ago. So we ran into him. We ran into, obviously, Keith Gleason, which we've attended a show before. And we also saw Sour Grapes,
Yes.
Tim Jones. We saw him, and that was so cool. So even though we had never attended the Terrificon show, we still saw a couple of people that we had met in previous shows, and that was encouraging. I felt like, hey, that's pretty good for us. We're not just the new kids on the town anymore.
Well, and the customers that came by were genuine. And by that, I mean, for instance, one gentleman,
Mm-hmm.
he bought Cyclopean 1 and 2 with his little brother or something.
Mm-hmm.
He had read them
That night.
Saturday night and came back Sunday and bought up Hero Shack Sandbox and Hero Shack in Search of, which is 2019 and 2020
In the
of
collection.
our collection. Just because he liked 1 and 2 of Cyclopean so much. And that was the one time I actually tried to talk someone out of buying it, where I just went, okay, but you got to understand it's older. It's not quite what Cyclopean. I don't care. I want them. Thank you, man. This is great. I'll be in. Wow.
And he spoke very highly of the stories. He goes, I loved it. Yes, Hero Initiative, Mitch. We did. Chris went over and visited their table and obviously supported them. They are and the book I was very impressed with. That one was only a $5 book.
In fact,
hardcover.
we'll be in touch with them because I want to give a percentage of sales or something for some event.
Yeah,
I want to get involved and help.
Yeah. So we've always done that. We've always reached out to the community, and even the comic book creators or the creators in general. We're a big supporter of other creators.
Well, should I let the secret out?
Which one?
So, okay, this is the best secret that you guys don't know about my trip.
It's no longer going to be a secret if you let it out.
I'm going to let it out, ladies and gentlemen. So, I went down to the smoking area, and I was befuddled. It was Thursday night. I had lost my $130, and I'm moping and groping. And I sit down next to an older gentleman, and he's moping and groping. And we start talking, and it turns out we're both creators. We both make comics. We've been doing it for years, right? He asked me what I do. Just a little indie. What do you do? Well, my name's Patrick Broderick. And I'm like, what? I'm sitting next to Patrick Broderick. So if you don't know who he is, shame on you. But he's
I didn't know who he was
from my childhood.
Yes.
Yeah. And I was just floored. Okay. I was just like, I've been sitting next to you how long now, talking to you, and it's you? So then I actually went and talked to him later the next night with Diana. I introduced her. Mm-hmm. We met his wife, and it was just mind-blowing. And it was on the level of the night that we met Joe Stanton in New Jersey. Like, I totally fan jobbed out on Joe Stanton. I told Patrick.
It was embarrassing, you guys.
I told him, I said, you're lucky you're not getting the Joe Stanton hug. And that's only because it's COVID.
Poor really. Joe stopped him in his track. Joe Stanton, can I give you a hug? There's this big old guy, Chris, coming down like a 5-year-old.
Down the middle of an aisle.
I'm like, in the middle
Poor
of the
guy was
aisle,
probably headed to the bathroom. I probably made him pee his pants.
No,
but it was like, I can't help it. There are certain artists that will always have my heart.
Like, yeah.
If I'm fortunate, I will never meet John Byrne, because that man will never talk to me after that. I would just pass out. I would be like on the floor. Somebody wake me up.
It would not be a good thing, for sure. Definitely would not be a good thing.
And I'm not that way with everybody. Like there are a lot of great artists at the Terrificon this year.
Right.
But Patrick Broderick, to be sitting there talking to the guy, like, I can't even tell you like how excited I was, just like out of the blue, like somebody you would never expect. It's not like he's a name that's on the tip of your tongue all the time.
Well, I think it was really cool because you were a little frustrated. You were feeling not too happy then. And I just love how that always happened. Chris will go down. He's got a little bit of an attitude. and
He's
John
got to
Byrne
blow
was
off
stopping
steam and
in.
march
Was
around.
stopping in back in. Did you see what Mitch put? John Byrne was stopping in back in 2018.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, but that's okay. I mean, here
Well,
we are, and you got to meet a very
needless to
cool
say,
dude.
I just mentioned John because
That's like your
I've
all-time
heard
favorite
terrible
guy.
stories about him, and I think I would just not care. Like he's the one artist who I could walk up and he'd be like, "Get away from me, you slime ball," and I'd be like, "Thank you, John. I'll be over there if you need anything." I would be a total fanboy.
He is a
you know,
fanboy. It's embarrassing. Oh my god, it's so embarrassing.
it's
So our next,
embarrassing.
our next, our next venue will be the Granite State up in Manchester, and that we've attended there before. So this will be our second time around, and we're pretty excited about that. We're pretty pumped. We did really well the first time around. It's a big indie group. It's a big indie loving group that
Yeah,
attends, at least previously. So we're very excited about that.
I'd say it's a little smaller than Terrificon.
Yeah, it is
Um,
definitely smaller. It's only
yeah,
a day and a half show. I
right.
think it's no, it's a Saturday Sunday show, I believe.
And the only gambling in that hotel is, if you drink, whether or not you can make it to your room. That's the only gamble. And it's not hard. They have elevators.
You're very funny. We don't gamble. We don't drink like that. My
No,
gosh.
actually, it was funny because the one watered down drink I drank, I
Mhm.
lost my ticket on. So yes, I don't drink. Mostly because I can't handle it, not because I have a weakness or something. Like
He
I
falls
can't be an
asleep. I'm
alcoholic
gonna I'm
because
gonna tell everybody when Chris
yeah,
has a rum and coke, he will fall asleep. He's not fun.
yeah.
He's like,
Well,
oh, I'm ready to go to bed.
that's why I can't be an alcoholic. You have to drink more than like half a drink before you pass out to become an alcoholic.
But that's not our primary activity when we attend these wonderful
Right.
comic book
Um,
shows.
Actually, usually this is the thing about conventions. Usually, when we go on the road, you're in a hotel. You can usually go out to eat, maybe find a movie theater, and that's about it.
Right.
The Mohegan Sun obviously has a plethora of things that you can just so much. I
Right.
mean, and there were things we wanted to do that we were just like, no, it's too late. We're going to bed. Like they had this really cool lounge club called the Vista.
Yep.
And we were talking about going, and then when we walked by, it was all like 20 somethings. And I was
Yeah.
just like, honey, I don't like even want, no, please. She was like, me either. Let's go.
Well, and it was late, and we knew we had to get up for another long day. That was the problem I was having. Like I'd be pumped. We had a great day at the Comic Con. We'd go back. I would change, freshen up a little bit, then we'd go back out into the casino, and we'd walk around. I mean, I was doing like 6 miles a day, you guys, walking. I thought it was getting my exercise in, it was a lot of fun. And then it would be midnight, and I'd look at my watch and I'd say, oh my gosh, we've got to get to bed. We've got to be up and about, and I need energy. I need to be able to speak coherently to people that stop
So
at the table.
maybe we should drop this little tip for people next year. If
Uh-huh.
you're going to Terrificon and you're hungry or thirsty, the concession stand was top notch. I
Yeah.
actually got a better burger at the concession stand than I did at Johnny Rockets.
You said that. I'm
Yes,
really surprised, though.
I
I
was
thought it
too.
was good.
I was shocked. I thought Johnny
Hmm.
Rockets. Well, when we went there to Johnny Rockets in Florida, it was incredible. Maybe we just got a bad night, but
Right?
the burger at Johnny Rockets could not touch the one at the concession stand. In fact, that one was almost as good as the one we got at Roadhouse.
Right.
It
Yeah,
was,
you
it
like the
was
one
that
at
good,
Roadhouse. You like the one at Roadhouse for sure.
and
He's a
it
he's
was a
a
little
burger
cheaper too.
guy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I am a big cheeseburger guy.
Yep.
I didn't like their pizza as much, and
Mm-hmm.
the pretzel I is fine as long as you eat it fast. Otherwise, the concession stand rocked.
Right. You're talking at the venue, correct?
Yes, yes. I just a lot of times when you go to these places, like for instance, well, I won't say that one because that would be undercutting a fellow vendor. But a lot of times when you go to these places, you can't find good deals, you can't find good prices or whatever.
Right.
This place had everything and it was a little more because you're in a casino area, but it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
that bad. It was better than the other places.
Right.
Um,
Oh,
Let's see. Just kidding. I make poop jokes and I'm funny. Poop jokes are okay. I don't mind poop jokes as long as they're done, in the right time and place. You don't want
right,
to do a poop joke, for instance, while you're in line to check out a book at a library. But when you're
right.
hanging with your friends, yeah,
The
maybe.
only thing I have to say about poop jokes is make sure they're not crappy.
Man, Rick, that stinks.
Oh my God.
Come
Oh
on,
my
Diana. You have
God.
to throw one in there too.
I am like laughing at you
Don't
guys.
leave us floating
I
here.
can't even. I just sometimes I just can't. That is pretty funny though. That is definitely funny.
So what I'll
Sometimes you
do,
just need to flush those jokes away.
that's right. Yeah. So I guess
One liner Rick strikes it again.
the only other things we can really talk about, Cluster Fudge 2 is coming
Yep.
along.
Yep.
I'm struggling a little right now because we sat next to a guy named David Ryan this weekend. He's a world-class, like, fine artist.
Yeah.
So
Very
I'm
good.
really trying to apply some heavy-duty inspiration in it. And so,
Yep.
like, I'll get over that struggle in the next couple of days, getting back in the group. That's the other thing. When
Yeah.
you go to a convention, it was 4 days of not drawing, basically, because I just could not get in the groove.
Well,
And I don't do commissions while I'm there.
you don't do commissions pretty much anytime.
Yeah, well, it's never been my thing in a convention. Like when people sit there and they do head sketches and all that stuff. I can't get into the focus while frankly, while there's people around. There's kids and stuff, and I want to sell the book and talk about the characters and
Right.
do everything you're supposed to do while you're at a convention.
Yeah,
And
you
I-
want to interact with your customers.
Right, or make new
Right.
ones, or just make contact. Like
Yeah.
in the beginning of anything, I think that's the biggest thing. You got to make contact with people. Like our hardest thing, and I struggle with this too, because a lot of most artists will use Marvel and DC characters and prints to attract people to their table,
Mm-hmm.
and we're intentionally trying not to. I've done it before, and it works, but I don't like taking the spotlight off of what we're there for, which in
Right.
this case would be Cyclopean series.
Right.
So it's just hard, like you're just in that range where you're like, okay, how do I get these people over here for a character they've never even seen before?
Mm-hmm.
And fortunately, Cyclopean works really well because he's so distinctive that people go, oh, yeah, the one-eye freaky thing. Yeah, yeah. And that's the positive. They recognize that part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very difficult, and I think it's going to be another year or two before we can start looking at it like, okay, this thing has grown to a point where maybe people will be coming looking for our booth.
Right.
But I'm content with what we're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
For
Mhm.
now, it's awesome.
It's true. Well,
And after COVID, it's a relief.
it was fun. It definitely was fun.
Yep.
Yeah, I
You
can't
know?
wait to do another convention, hopefully soon, somewhere around here.
Do you guys have like?
I know,
so
right, Lorenzo?
we have a lot of shows, at least before COVID, and I'm sure it'll come back.
Mm-hmm.
We used to have a lot of like really tiny shows. For instance, Holy Moly Comic Book Shop did one, and that was actually where we met Keith Gleason of Mighty Mascots.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was our table, his table, and I think maybe 2 or 3 comic book vendors. They had novelties and stuff, and it was just us for the whole day.
I think there are some smaller ones in my area, but we also have like 3 major big ones. I would
Right.
consider Toronto, which is the biggest of the 3, then Niagara Falls, and then my town, Hamilton. Like those are 3 big ones, that get probably attended by a minimum of 10,000 people. I would
Oh
say.
wow, nice.
Are those
Uh,
ones that you attend?
Well, I've attended Hamilton's quite a few times
Okay.
as a patron. I've been there once as a vendor.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, I've not been able to get to Niagara Falls or Toronto's Comic Con. And those are, like I said, Toronto, you have like over 100,000 people.
Wow. That's a lot.
Niagara Falls, you probably have 30 or 40,000 at
Mhm.
least.
I think Terrificon had about 1 billion.
I don't really know, but it was huge for sure.
And well, at times it felt like 1 billion. It was nice though because on Friday and Sunday it was almost like a warm up and a cool down. Like in a workout. So it
Hmm.
wasn't as intense, but it was enough to get your blood pumping,
Hmm.
get you out there, get you started.
Right.
I think it would have been less fun had it been 100% high rush the whole time.
Right.
Uh, Plus, you don't get to meet your neighbors that much when you're doing it, that rapidly.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
And it's not a con unless you mess with your neighbors. Uh, you get to know them, you talk to them, and it's
right.
particularly fun if they happen to be like legendary status. We've gotten to sit next to a couple of big name people, and it's always fun to mess with them.
Yeah. Well, my one when I went down to what's the name of it? L.A. for the Christian Comic Con. I
Mhm.
was next Matt Cosson.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
That's actually how I got to know him,
Wow.
and then sort of know Mike a little bit through it, not much, but
So, what else should we talk about tonight, honey?
Um,
Buster Fudge 2 is coming along.
we have the Great Cyclopean 2
Yep.
is ready for our Kickstarter. We're going to be putting that up within the next few days, and we will be advertising for that. That's the
So, on a side note, we
Part
did
2.
sell some press proofs of Cyclopean 2 at the show.
Mm-hmm.
And that was actually one of the books that the guy came back because of.
Mm-hmm.
However, the Cyclopean 2 in the Kickstarter will have modified artwork. In other words, many of the panels that I wasn't satisfied with, I went back and refreshed after this. But because we had the copies, we brought them to the convention.
Right.
And some people picked them up, and that was cool. I thought that was
Mhm.
awesome.
yeah. Well, yeah, they're collector items now.
Yeah, even though I don't think they're really aware of it because I don't think we actually marked them anything special. But it'll be obvious when you look at the artwork if you know what you're looking at. It's a secret.
It's a secret.
You'll need to have the second edition next to the first one to see the differences.
It's so funny.
Or you'll have to be me because I'll know it right away.
Well, it's just like me. I'm slowly in the middle of going over the Canadian Shield #1, the artwork and the coloring.
Yeah.
When I do have to print up a second,
Right.
second printing, it's gonna look a lot different. I
Well,
might
I-
even get another artist. Might try and get somebody to do a cover for that special one
Mhm.
too.
Now, that was interesting. We did, our buddy Phil, he had like 20 variant covers for this project.
Yeah, that was pretty
but
cool.
some of
Actually,
the artists on there were really impressive, like in terms of name value. And the other ones were really good, even if you didn't recognize their name. So that
Right.
was like kind of stunning. I don't know how much variant will ever do, but there are a few artists that I've contacted, like on Cluster Fudge 2. I think I can say this, but I'm hoping to get Quibix to do one of the covers.
Mhm.
And Quibix is a guy we haven't seen in 2 years almost, but his artwork is very gothic type horror inspired, and it would go perfect with Cluster Fudge. So
Mhm.
I'm like, I'm going to get him to do a cover. And maybe Chris Mad. If I can get him, if he has the time. If you
Yeah.
don't know who these guys are, check them out. They are awesome artists.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's really where the comic book stuff is at this point. How's your
Yeah.
book coming?
Mine or your
Who are
wife?
you
That's
asking?
Diana's, but she just kind of paused. Yeah, honey, how's your child?
Well, I
book?
thought you were talking to Rick. I didn't know. My book.
I can ask either one of you. You both make books.
Yeah.
It's funny you both didn't say anything for a second. What?
I wasn't sure, like her. I wasn't sure whether you're talking to me or her.
I didn't know either. Honestly, I have not. I'm just way behind on that. But my Chris is funny. So how's my book coming? Let me see. Well, I'm working on
Honey,
everything else. I have
obviously
not
I
had
know
time to
that
write.
there hasn't been much progress on the book, but I also know that if Terry was here, he would ask. So I'm asking
And
because
Terry's not here.
But
You
I'm
can leave
asking
that
because
for
he would have
him.
asked.
He would have asked, and he would be probably, sighing like, you need to make time for your writing. And he is correct. I have it in my head. I just have to get it into
Well,
the.
fortunately, though, you are doing a course in college that you said was
Well,
actually
I'm in school. I also go
right.
to school. I'm getting my degree in English and minor in creative writing just because I think it'll help me. Right now, I'm doing my public speaking course and writing speeches.
That's what I was thinking of.
So and when I'm really behind on my homework, so I've got to tackle that this weekend as well, as well as working on my new embroidery machine so that I can do embroidery pieces, as well as doing all the business stuff for Hero Shack, as well. Should I go on? So my writing is there. I want to write, but it's just I've
Have you
got to figure
considered
it out.
dictation into Google Docs?
I have not
Just
actually.
talk your story
Can I
out.
use my watch?
You
Hey
probably can.
Siri, take a note. I
Yeah, I
probably
bet you
could.
can.
Oh my God.
Is it doing it?
It was doing it. Oh my God. Okay. I got to stop because it's taking all this nonsense stuff. But yeah, I can. It can do it.
Siri, stop recording.
I can listen. I can see me at work now. I got my little person all set up with an activity. I could go, hey Siri, blah, 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 blah. She started again.
Yeah, she
Hey,
went blah 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 blah,
I
right?
could say, hey Siri, take a note and spit out some ideas. And I didn't even think of that. I could do that.
The truth is,
Because
though, I would never think of it either. I only thought of it because I'm sitting here, but it's hard to
right.
remember
The
something like that
pressure
when you're
is
in the fly.
on. The pressure is on. I actually have some ideas for Kids Cyclopean. Kid
Good.
Clopian. I want to write his next story. I know
Please
you've
do.
already written something, but I have some ideas for that. So
Well, the cool thing about an episodic character like Kid Clopian
mhm.
is my episode can sit in the file until we need it, or we can use it next, or
Right.
you can write as many as you want. He's not really. I kind of envision Kid Clopian as being like one of those almost like Archie Dell comic type comic things where
Yeah.
kids can just have fun with it.
Right.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Please read the chat. Yeah, Jaden, and Super Mario. Yeah, I know. I was reading that. So these are ideas. To be honest, we've been talking about doing more streams, and we may just have to do a show about pooping and crabs.
Okay. So we're going to talk about pooping and crabs. So wait. Do crabs must poop because they eat, right? So what goes in must come out.
I don't
Where
know.
does it come out? Chris, this is right up your alley.
I don't know
You-
where crabs poop from.
You know what? I have a little person that I work with that is infatuated with insects and bugs and marine. When I work with him next, we're gonna look up
Are you sure? Wait a
pooping
minute. Are you sure a
crabs.
crab shell isn't his poop? Does he just poop and it kind of hangs
See,
around
they
and
eat
dries?
ocean poop. Right?
No, the question is, does the crab poop on the beach or does the crab poop on
Do they poop in the ocean?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Where do they pee? Do they pee in the ocean?
I don't know. Do we plan on making a show about
No.
Cyclopean? Yes.
Absolutely. The question is if you mean animation and whatnot.
You haven't tackled animation,
I
have
would
you?
love to do it down the road. I've done 2 animations, really quick GIF animations. We are open to anything. It's just we are so trying to build up that it's difficult. We're learning. But yes, we'd love to do a show about Cyclopean.
Time and money. Time and money for that.
A little bit of that too, and it's also finding the right people to work with. Like Bethany is an artist who we hope to work with soon, and she's got like the work ethic, and she's got the eye, and she's good.
Yeah.
We also have Krista, and even Jace, if he ever wants to climb on board. We have a few guys around us. Guys, we have a few people, ladies.
I was going to say, wait a second. I know 2 beautiful, lovely ladies.
Yes, I know. My genderizing is always off.
I know. It's terrible. It really is. But
I gotta go. This is getting inappropriate.
I'm so sorry,
I'm glad
Jaden.
he didn't say inappropriate.
I don't know what crabs eat, but I can't even believe we
Well,
went
I'm
there.
going to dedicate some time and research so that we can do a proper crab and poop show.
Beth, you have strong worth. Hey, we put a challenge before you and you were successful.
Yes.
It probably drove you crazy, but you were successful. Jaden, take care of my young friend, I'm assuming.
I don't know
Maybe
if
it's an
Jaden's
old
actually
guy.
leaving though.
Maybe
Huh?
it's an old, like
No,
80-year-old
I
guy.
recognize the name. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I know who it is.
Well, when school starts up, they can come up to you and say, "Hey, Mr. T, guess what I did?"
Sometimes kids do. Like they tell me, "Hey, I saw your show," and I'm like, was it good? Did we say everything okay? What did we do?" That's why we don't censor people here, and we don't broadcast like it's a family friendly show or anything, but we do try to keep it somewhat clean.
Yeah, I get upset if it gets really vulgar.
Yeah.
and
So
stuff.
Jaden, if you are going to bed, sleep tight. If you're not, crabs poop in the ocean. Remember that. It's gross.
According
swim in
to yes,
it.
according
Just
to our
remember,
friend Beth.
when you go swimming in the ocean, you're swimming in all the seafood's toilet.
Yeah, I never really thought about that. All that pee and poop and do they get cold? So like their snots are kind of floating in there too. Can a clam get a
Probably.
cold?
I
Are you
don't know.
googling it, Diana?
No, I'm not googling that. I'm doing something.
How am I
I'm
supposed
sorry, guys.
to know?
I'm sorry that I let you down on that googling stuff.
Cool, crazy poo rock, possibly, but I can't see your profile or your picture. I'll have to find it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we could possibly add you to the comic.
It's a rock
Honestly,
that looks like a piece of poo.
awesome. But we
It's not awesome. I don't
not
like to talk
awesome.
about poo.
But we do a lot of crossover stuff, and I'm sure every indie artist does. But when I make a book, there's usually all sorts of nods to friends and other comic books and
Right.
characters, and that's kind of the fun when you're drawing. You can add little things, and one day somewhere down the road, somebody goes, "Hey, why is my name in the background on this billboard?" Because I love you, man. Yeah.
Well, heck, if I hadn't known you like probably a couple years beforehand, if on my in my book on the first page there's a whole bunch of monitors with a whole bunch of my characters, but there's 3 characters from somebody else. I would ask you if you want a Cyclopean or whatever on there.
Yeah, man. Well, I sneak those things in. Whenever I add someone's little thing to it, I go with the route of it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. And what I
Yeah.
honestly do though is once the book is done before it's printed, I send a copy to whoever I've done it to and gone, okay, I'm about to go to press. If you really have a problem with this, I can change it. And they always go, no, that's great. Thank God so far,
Yeah.
I remember actually it was Hero Shack in Search of Heroes #4. The mother and foster father of Arctic Blast
Yeah.
were actually 2 Twitter users.
Yep.
And in the end of Hero Shack and Sandbox, we
Yeah.
had a crossover with Gary Henderson and his
Mhm.
priest Judas from Pyramid Knights.
Mm-hmm.
At the moment, also that's probably something I'm gonna try and sell in my next book too. Is there's a couple firemen in it, and firemen have their last names on the back of the part of their coat.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna see whether I can sell that spot, for people to get their name put there.
Right.
Yeah, you might be able to. It's funny because sometimes people will pay to have their likenesses drawn into the comics.
Mm-hmm. We did that
Sometimes
for our group, didn't we?
I think we did
We
once.
did that for the young lady there. Remember, she won the prize or something.
Are you talking about? I think you're talking about the book I was just talking about, the one at the end of In
Yeah,
Search
I'm
of
sorry.
Heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she didn't win a prize. What happened was I offered. I think I offered it as a tier in our first crowdfunder, and nobody bought it.
Mm-hmm.
But she had contacted me and said if I could afford it, I would have had my husband and I in it. And well, Diana knows the rest of the story. She said if I could afford it, and I said it's okay if you can't afford it. I'll do it anyways.
Yep, we don't do those anymore. By the way, that's been taken off the table.
Well, the real problem was instead of just making an appearance, I actually wrote him into the story, which is okay, but it's very time consuming then, because you
Oh
have to
yeah.
take into consideration what you're doing. I want Pooh Rock and New Baby Cyclopean. It makes me cool and famous. You know what? I will do something for you there with Cool Rock. I will work something out, bro. Pooh Rock will appear.
Okay, Pooh Rock. You know what? We're going to use that. You need to go to theheroshack@gmail.com and send us a picture of what your Pooh Rock looks like so we can draw that exact Pooh Rock into the Kidclopian book that we are in the
Yes.
process of creating.
Yes, and we shall do it.
We will attribute it to you, Jaden. How's that? We have
So
no
that
problem doing that.
the email is the
theheroshack@gmail.com. That's our business Hero Shack. That's where you can contact Christopher or myself.
Yes, Miss Diana has it figured out.
Absolutely. It would be much
Jaden,
fun.
you make you cool, bro. You're funny.
You are cool. You're a good person.
Yeah.
So Jaden, can I ask you a question? Are you under the age of 2?
What?
Well, I want to start low and work my way up. It's more fun that way. Are you between the ages of 14 and 18? You could just say yes or no.
maybe.
He's thinking on that. Are you between the ages of 60 and 90? Maybe he's some middle-aged dude sitting at
No,
home.
he's not. I'm telling
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Listen to the guys. No. It's not.
you.
Oh man.
What?
Well, I hope, Jaden, that you will take us up on that. We are definitely. I'm writing it. I have my pen. I'm writing it down.
You're in trouble now. She's writing it down.
Okay. So I'm Jaden's friend, and I use his account, and he's my friend, and we are both here, and we a cliffhanger, and we.
Bum,
Waiting.
bum, 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 bum.
I know, right? This is fun. We appreciate.
They might not have even drawn up their character. This Pooh.
Well, he
Rock
has
character
one
name.
as his little icon. If you look at that picture, I think that's what they're talking about.
Yes, I think you're right.
Yeah. I think that's but seriously, dude, we will we can incorporate your little Pooh Rock into the Kids Cyclopean. It would fit perfectly.
It will.
Anyway, so we have
So, I'm pretty sure, I'll tell you the truth. I'm pretty sure Jaden goes to the middle school.
You're pretty school, huh? You're pretty sure.
Pretty
huh?
sure.
Okay.
That's awesome. Just don't get in trouble with it, guys. Whenever you're online, remember, I know you
Be
hear all
safe.
this stuff, but be safe. Yeah.
Be safe.
Yep.
Please be safe.
Now, what are you doing, honey? You're looking down.
I was looking, my phone was buzzing.
You're a popular lady.
Well, yeah, I kind of am. Well, like I said, we had our big staff meeting tonight, and so they were.
When are we having the Hero Shack staff meeting?
Well, we have to get more staff besides you and I.
That's cool, Jaden. Just be careful out there, man. It's a crazy world. And online is no better. In fact, it's kind of harder online to know people and stuff because you never know.
Oh, yeah.
Diana
is
and I
so
met
true.
online and got married, and it took us 3.5 years to realize who we actually were.
Yeah, it was crazy. Crazy. That's not a story we need to share right now, Chris. As a matter of fact, we need to look at the time because it's 20:10. I need to be up by 6 a.m.
All right, look, honey,
Mhm.
honey,
Yes.
honey,
I'm listening.
Pooh Rock.
Hey, you didn't even do any of those little funny things that you normally do. Did you notice that, Rick? He didn't put any of his
See, now she's admitting that they're funny.
Oh, not
Now
the
you saw that
pooping.
sash.
Now
Not
you
the
see that sash.
pooping.
That's
Crazy
Bull
face.
Pooh. Pooh Bull.
We've now gone down to the 8-year-old mentality here.
This no, you know what?
Good
This
Lord.
is not 8-year-old look. This
Look.
is educational.
Oh.
Now
I
you
am
saw that
fascinated.
side.
I am fascinated that they can poop and they don't have to lick it like a dog or a cat. They just go.
What
and
is wrong with you? This
'Cause
is
it's a-
Hero Shack Chronicle. Why are we talking about poop to
well,
begin with?
you said I didn't show the video.
I didn't
Pick a
say that
face.
video. I just said you didn't show any interruption videos like you normally do.
Well, I have to work on some new ones. I don't want to burn people out.
Oh, is that what it is? You have to work on new ones, huh?
Yeah, and we've been gone for like so long that I didn't
We've
have
been
time.
gone for like years. I was waiting for him to say that. We've been gone for like
No,
so
I knew
long.
I couldn't get that by you. Hello, Blues Lobster.
Blues Scoobity Plop. Oh,
You know what's funny is Larry's Lobster featured blue lobsters. That's
Oh
where
my
you go.
God.
Yes, it did. I remember.
I
You don't remember?
did. Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, because I pointed it out to you. Remember? I said,
do.
"Hey."
So
What about
yeah, so it's
this?
9:45 or so.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to get going. But listen, we're going to be launching Cyclopean 2
Yep.
within the next few days.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a 30-day crowdfunder, $500 goal, which
Yep.
should make sure everybody who backs will get their book.
Yep.
Hey, Dylan, thank you for making up Pooh Rock. That's awesome. We're going to have like a legacy now of Pooh Rock.
Yeah. Pooh Rock and Kid Clopian. Love it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a crossover. So Jaden and who else do we have over here that is laughing on the floor? The rest of and Jacob, I think it is, and Dylan. Guys, it was
Absolutely, yeah.
great having you visit us. Thank you for the laughter, even though it was, funny.
Don't
And,
even say even though it was some of the best comedy I've had all week.
Yeah,
But I must confess I am a fan of poop jokes, toilet humor.
he totally is. It's the funniest thing. It's so sad that I can actually agree with that.
Well, it just means you know me well.
It's true. So we are going to do the Kickstarter. We have another show coming up.
When is
still
that one?
working
August
on-
27th?
Yeah. What the heck was that? Did you
That
just
was
drop
just
something?
stuff, yeah.
I could hear I'm down in my office. My office is in the lower level of our home, and Chris has the upper level. And I just heard this big thud.
Well, I was taking off my watch.
Yeah, he's going to show us what happened. Great.
And I knocked over my PlayStation controller.
Oh, yikes. That's not good.
It's all right. It's tough.
It is tough. It's going to be okay. So, guys,
For which
take care.
PlayStation?
And it is very funny. And Mitch is like, read this. It's hilarious.
I'm gonna go back and read the whole thing. I think these guys are great.
So we will see you guys next time around on Wednesday night at 8:30 for Hero Shack Chronicles.
On
The
a
latest
serious note,
updates
we
of
do
what
God
Christopher and I
Chat.
have been up to. Yeah.
Yeah, we do God Chat on Mondays at 8:30.
Yes, we
It's
do.
a very calm and pleasing
Environment. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Join us for
And join us.
spirituality and love. Yeah, Jaden, you guys are seriously funny.
We're seriously funny.
So we're
Yes,
gonna
you
sign
are.
off and remember, guys, we love you. We hope to see you next week.
Rick, say hi to your mom.
Yes,
I will.
us.
and tell her we said hi too.
What's that, Rick?
I believe she was watching. She was having some trouble with her mic and all that. So
That's all right. That's all right. It's okay. So good night, everybody.
Bethany.
God bless
Yeah.
y'all. And
Good night, Rick.
go Pooh Rock.